This week on Fairfield Focus, we're going to visit with 4-H educator Aubry Shaw about her love of the Alpaca Project and bringing back the Alpaca Show to the Fairfield County Fair in 2019. Plus, a couple 4-Hers who are training those alpacas in showmanship and a variety of other skills for Fairfield County Fair competition. Stay tuned. Hi, this is Connie Smith with OSU Extension in Fairfield County. The farm page is out. The farm page is about.
Yes.
And Aubry, we're out with chickens.
We are. Yeah.
We're out with some sheep,
Yes.
a few goats,
A few goats.
yeah, and alpacas.
Yes. They should be joining us here in a second.
Okay, so here's the thing that I wanted our listeners to understand a little bit about an alpaca show happening at
Yes.
the 2019 Fairfield County Fair.
Yes.
First ever.
No, so it's not the first ever. So we've always had a llama alpaca show on the books. It's been a few years since we've had a very big show. It's been very small. About 2 years ago, we had 1 or 2 participants, and last year we didn't have any.
Okay.
And then this year we're going to have 6 kids in the show.
Wow. Okay, so here's what I think our listeners need to hear from our chat today
Okay.
is these 6 children don't necessarily own these alpacas. Is that correct?
That's correct. None of them live on a farm or have the capability to have big livestock, and they wanted to have this opportunity. So one of the advisors from their club owns alpacas and raises them, and so they worked out a lease with them, and each kid got to lease their own animal. So it's their animal for the year. They got to pick their own. They all know their names. They know how they handle them, and so it's their fair project.
Okay, so let's back up just a little bit. So this particular advisor said, I have these alpacas.
Mhm.
I want you kids to be able to show alpacas at the fair.
Yes.
So then, is there paperwork involved in all that? Is there
Yes.
kind of an agreement, or how does that work legally through 4-H?
Yes, so legally through 4-H, we aren't the only species that can do this. There's a few
Okay.
others in Fairfield County that you can do a lease of an animal. So it's normally an animal that's not a market animal. So it's a breeding animal. It's going to go back to the barn at the end of the year. So there is paperwork that goes into it. So we did a contract. Each kid has to do a contract with that farm and that owner over their animal. So they have to do that at the very beginning, and it says the agreements of what the kid will do, what the farmer will do, how the animal will get to the fair, who's going to feed it, how often, how far away you live, all those different things you can think of. They have to know all those answers and be able to answer those questions. And then they submit their lease to the junior fair office and the senior fair board. And then they also have to turn in an animal identification form. Most commonly in Fairfield County, we see that with the horses, so that each kid, you know which kid has which horse. And so the alpacas are the same way. They have a paper that says this is their animal, this is what the animal looks like, and then that is their animal for the year.
Okay, okay. So let me ask you this. How does that really work with these alpacas? Because they're continuing to be cared for and
Yes.
fed by the farmer, right?
Yes.
Okay. So then these children are expected to, how do I say this, come and care for these animals.
Mhm.
And they have to sign an agreement. We will help care for these animals. But this farmer, Terra Agriculture, went a step farther, right? By these workshops.
Yes. So most kids live closer in proximity to their animals, or they're housed near them, so they're able to come out daily or as often as they need to do care. So part of what Terra Agriculture did was that kids had these experiences. They have their own animal. They learn what it's like to do farm chores, to feed them, to take care of them, and they do it a little bit differently. Instead of being there every day, they do it through what they call their alpaca workshops. So the farmer says, I'll be out here on these days from this amount of time. You can come out, we'll do chores, and they learn how to rake stalls, how to feed, how to water, and then they do their halter training and work with their animal to get ready for fair.
So they are really right here learning all about the care of this animal
Yes.
from the stall up.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And grooming, do they learn grooming with an alpaca?
Yeah, so alpacas are a little bit different because we shear once a year. So most of them kind of have funny haircuts right now because they've already been sheared.
Okay.
Once we get a little bit closer to fair, they'll end up doing their own, like they'll trim their hair so it looks nice and their feet look nice. We have one 4-H'er that's showing an all-white alpaca, so we're gonna have to try to wash off some of her mud spots.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll do that when we get a little bit closer to fair.
Yeah, absolutely. So for our listeners, this is kind of a great way for folks to learn, or young people to learn about the care of an animal without the expense, number one.
Yep.
But in an environment where it doesn't appear these alpacas are quite as nervous as a steer would be.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it kind of gives these kids a little responsibility. They can have an animal, they can go to the fair.
Yep.
And it's a truck in, truck out show, which you're in there one day and done.
Yes.
And then they get that whole few months prior to the fair of learning about an animal, learning about that human interaction or relationship with an animal. Okay, are you excited?
I am. I'm really proud of these kids. So this group that they're working with, they started basically when our 4-H year started.
Okay.
They started recruiting from the club to see if there were any kids even interested, and they got the 6 that were interested. So they started in March. They came out and met the animals. They all the eligible animals walked with each kid so they could kind of see who they wanted to work with.
Yeah.
And as much as the kids picked their alpaca, I think a lot of alpacas picked their kids.
They did?
Yeah. So there's one 4-H'er, Nolan, and his alpaca is Makita, and they are bonded. Like, she trusts him. Wherever he wants to walk, she'll go. Whatever snack he brings her, she will try. And they've just figured out this dynamic. They know what classes they're going to do at the fair, and so they're just kind of fine-tuning things now.
Wow.
So yeah.
So if you want to see the alpaca show,
Yes.
you need to show up on Tuesday
Yes.
of the fair.
Yes.
That in the round cattle barn.
Yes.
At 4 p.m.
Correct.
Correct?
Yes.
So there'll be a showmanship class.
Yes.
There'll be, what did you tell me, an agility course?
Yes. They have to do an obstacle course.
Yeah. And then you said something about there was going to be something with, like, where the alpacas had to be with the child and talk to people.
Yes.
You know, like that human interaction.
Yeah, so they have 2 other optional classes, and I think most of the 4-H'ers in this group are going to end up doing it. One of them is the public relations class, so it'll be the 4-H'er and the animal, and then whatever the judge scenario they decide they want to go through. So it could be anything from loading a trailer to interacting with people to checking their feet, checking their teeth. Different scenarios that they might, if they were to visit like a nursing home or go to a school for an educational day, things they would experience. And then the other class that the kids are getting excited about is their costume contest.
Oh my.
So the 4-H'er has to dress up and their alpaca has to dress up, and then they'll go through the ring and compete that way.
Wow. So Tuesday
Tuesday
I
at 4.
believe the date is October the 9th, but I'm not, don't hold me on that. But 4 o'clock at the round cattle barn, the old dairy barn as we know it, these young people are going to be a part of the alpaca llama show that has been brought back.
Yes.
How does that sound?
That sounds great.
Yeah, that sounds so interest. But here's the thing. Think of the opportunity you're providing these kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how cool is that 4-H can, you know, kind of reach out with farmers in our community and let children have experiences that they probably would have never had.
Yeah. That's kind of the key part of 4-H, and it builds those leadership skills and develop new skills for them. So.
Oh gosh, Aubry Shaw, OSU Extension in Fairfield County. It's great to be out here at an alpaca workshop.
Yes, thank you.
Now we're going to talk to some of these kids before it's all over. I have Kendall Wild with me, and she is a member of the Lithopolis Livestock 4-H Club. Is that correct? Yeah. And we are, we're learning about alpacas tonight, aren't we? Okay. So tell me, what grade in school are you in, Kendall?
So I go to Bloom Carroll, and I'm in 4th grade.
Oh my gosh, have you started school yet?
No.
No. When did you start? Do you remember?
No.
You don't remember? But what is your most favorite part of school?
Recess.
Recess! Everybody says recess. Is there one subject you really like?
Reading.
Reading. What are some of your favorite books
Magic Treehouse.
Oh my gosh.
That's my favorite.
Oh yeah, Mary Pope Osborne books. All the
Yeah.
adventures.
Yeah.
Everywhere, all over. You go all over, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love those books. Oh, I had a whole series of those. So tell me this. I want to know about this alpaca. What is his name?
It's a she.
Oh, it's a she. Okay.
Yeah. Her
Okay.
name is Noella.
Noella. Okay, and how did you pick Noella as your project? Help me out here. Look, help me. Help me.
So I just found the color and I really liked the color.
It was the color.
Yeah, I really liked the color, and I asked Aubrey if I wanted the gray one, and then we tried the gray one and it worked really good.
Oh,
Well,
it
it works really good. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So do you like working with these alpacas? Is this fun for you?
Yeah, this is fun for me.
Yeah. What's the best part about the alpacas?
Walking them around.
Walking them around. Well, I keep hearing these noises in the background. What is that? What's she doing?
She's making a humming noise.
And that's the noise they make, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me this. Is this your first year in 4-H?
Yes.
Okay, so besides the alpacas, what other projects did you take?
So I took 2 other projects that got to go to the state fair.
Oh my gosh, your first year! Yay
Yeah.
for you!
It was my dairy,
Uh-huh.
science farm with dairy foods, and the laundry project.
Oh, would you like to come to my house and do laundry? I have a very stinky college student. You could come and do laundry with me. How does that sound?
Yeah.
So, okay, tell me, you have been working with Noella and you get to go to the fair, correct? You're going to show her at the
Yeah.
county fair?
Yes.
Yeah, and do you remember what day? It's a Tuesday, I think, is what I heard. Tuesday, October the 8th is what I heard. How are you gonna show her at the fair?
Well, you do showmanship.
Okay, what is showmanship? What do you do with showmanship?
Showmanship is like, so you have to show your animals to them. So they'll ask you something like, she needs to look towards me. So you'll have her look towards the judge,
Okay.
and then you'll also say 5 steps forward or 3 steps forward, and then you walk in 5 or 3 steps forward,
Really?
and then they'll ask you to turn, so it's like right here, and then
Okay.
you'll have to hold her for a little bit, or maybe rubber neck, and then the judge will come up and pet the animal.
Really? And the whole time, you have control of the animal, right? You are the one in charge. Am
Yeah.
I right?
Right.
So are you most excited about showmanship?
I'm actually most excited about the obstacle course.
Oh, you're kidding. That sounds tough. Have you been through an obstacle course with Noella?
No.
But you're gonna try this.
Yes.
I think the costume contest sounds like fun.
Yeah, I'm doing that too.
You are?
Yeah, I'm gonna be an astronaut, and she's gonna be the rocket or a moon.
Oh my gosh. So that's why when I got here, there was a NASA book bag on your back.
Yeah.
You love space?
Yes,
Yeah.
I do.
Wow. Congratulations for all your success. Your very first year.
Yeah.
And you went to the state fair in dairy and laundry. Can I come visit you at the county fair and visit with Noella and maybe watch the show?
Yeah.
I think that would be really cool. I can't wait to see the costume. The costume is the one I want to see. We are with our 2018 Fairfield County Fair Queen. We have Miss Haley Richardson with us, but no crown, no sash.
No crown, no sash, nope.
An alpaca.
An alpaca.
Okay. Now I gotta ask, how did you get involved in this project?
So I'm in Lithopolis Livestock 4-H Club as well, and since Aubrey just graciously opened up her farm to us, I just decided I would take
Yeah.
a shot at it.
You wanted to try a large animal livestock project.
Yes.
So tell me, you've done a lot of other things at 4-H.
Uh-huh.
How steep has the learning curve been with the alpaca?
So I've only ever shown rabbits. So going from a tiny animal that you hold to one that you walk
Yeah.
is a lot different. But
they've just been, Aaron and Aubrey have been so awesome at teaching me that
Yeah.
it's been really easy so far.
And Aaron is your advisor.
Yes.
And how did he kind of get this idea started that maybe you guys could lease some alpacas and go to the fair?
He just kind of saw that there was a need. Like myself, I would never have the opportunity to have a big animal. Just where I live, I've only been able to have rabbits. And so if he had the alpacas and he had the kids, so he thought, why not just try it?
So has it been helpful for you, Haley, to come to these workshops and learn all about alpaca care? And is it tougher than you thought it was going to be?
The barn work and that sort of stuff is a lot more than what it is for rabbits. Yeah.
So tell me, help our listeners understand. I just see these alpacas in the field and I just think they're cute and fuzzy and fun. Am I wrong? I mean, is there a lot of barn work and cleanup work?
There's a lot that goes on that not even me or any of the other participants have to do. It's a full-time, like, these animals can't just go on. You have to clean after them, you have to shave them, you have to do their nails.
Oh, you do their nails?
Yep.
What does that mean exactly?
Well, just like any other animal, their nails can get too long and they have to be cut down.
Okay, so have you watched that happen?
I have not yet.
Have you watched shearing happen?
No, that's the next thing I have to do is watch the shearing because her hair on her head's getting too long.
Oh, okay.
And then her nails don't need cut down, so
Yeah.
that's not in the plan yet.
Has she become your friend?
Maybe not quite yet.
Not quite
We're
yet.
definitely a lot closer than when we started. She's a rescue alpaca, so
Oh, she is.
yeah, so she hasn't worked with many people, so she's a little scared, but we're getting along pretty well so far.
Did she have a great fear of people when you started with her being a rescue alpaca?
So where she came from, they didn't really work with her. She kind of just lived her days like on the farm. And when she got here, Aubrey and Aaron obviously showed her lots of love, and so now she's coming around to us, but
Cool.
it takes a lot.
I think you're showing Buckeye lots of love, my friend. Yeah.
I love Buckeye.
You love Buckeye.
Yeah.
That is so cool. Well, I'll tell you what. Next time we get together, girl, let's put a crown and sash on. Let's talk about where all you've been. But congratulations on stepping out of your comfort zone.
Thank you.
You know, I mean, because this is a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
big deal. Haley Richardson, Lithopolis Livestock, first time leading an alpaca, and first time for me trying to interview an alpaca. This has been Connie Smith with OSU Extension in Fairfield County.